Ladies, gentlemen, ooh, baby, baby, baby. Ooh. Let's do this. Ooh, baby, baby. Today, we have a completely different vibe, don't we? Comparing to every other stream. Ladies, gents, welcome to the mellow version of the guitar angle. Tomorrow's stream is going to be the normal version, I promise. But with that said, welcome to the guitar angle. I am your host with the most, Mr. Sorenzo. Sorenzo. And today, ladies and gents, we got an awesome stream for you. Let me tell you why. Because, as you guys remember from a couple of streams ago, we finished refretting this guitar neck live. We finished it. It took us 10 hours. But we finished it. And we had an accident during that refret. We chipped out a part of the back wall of the nut cradle. So I super glued it, I fixed it, and now what we're gonna do is to, sand that fix a little, so the wood glue gets sanded a little, clean that slot up, and then put the nut slot back in, put the nut back in, nut slot is already there, and then after that, put the guitar together, restring it, and then all the beautiful stuff. And I might even shine and polish this thing for the gold to completely stand out. Yeah, and then there's some little cleanup job that we can do later on. We'll get to that, and that's okay. So let's do this. So I can put this body back where it was. Right. So now the thing is with when you use wood glue on something, right, on a piece of wood, wood glue itself, once it's solidified, it is as hard as the wood, even harder than the wood texture itself, right? So as long as you've cleaned the joint, right? So for example, you got two pieces of wood that you want to glue them together, right? There is a breakage. As long as that breakage point is clean and you joint them properly, it gets pretty solid actually. There's nothing that can happen to it. So that's a good thing. So now what we're gonna do is to get some sanding pads out. Give me a second. Let me just ban this guy on Twitch. And he's sending me promotional. Oh, we specialize in promoting Twitch channels. Check out our website. Let me just get rid of the guy. Get lost. We sell viewers. Buy our service. We give you 600 viewers live. I was like, who does that? Imagine buying viewers, by the way. All right, that guy's banned. Imagine buying viewers. What kind of a person does that? Anyways, so all right, let's get some sanding paper out, and I'm gonna go for something like 400 grit sandpaper. So just to give you guys a point of reference, I use a 180 sandpaper grit to 200, 180 to 200 to refret. I use 220 to 240 to just maintain, right? If I'm not refretting, I have to clean up, the radius before I do any other work on it. And then 400 to 600 is a good spot for you to start cleaning things up. A second guy on Twitch again trying to sell viewers? And it's the same freaking service. How many times do I have to ban you people? What is going on today? Ban. Get lost. What is that? Cheap viewers. Yeah, thanks. As if the number of viewers matter. Man, the number of viewers, swear to God, doesn't matter. What matters is people coming in, engaging in a conversation with you. That's why in the title of the stream, I've got Ask Me Questions. Right? That's what matters. If people coming in and having a chat with you, having a conversation with you, not you just put a number next to your thing so that you feel validated. You know what I mean? Oh, look at that. I got 5,000 viewers. I'm a god. No, just come talk to me like real people. That's the point of going live, no? That's the whole freaking point of going live. It's like real conversation with real people. Otherwise, just make a freaking long or short format and post it. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying. That's the whole point of it, is to have a conversation. Now, let's do this. I am going to use a 400 grit sandpaper, and I am going to clean the joint. So now what I've done here, let me use the like a pencil to show you guys. So this was the area of breakage. We put it back together, right? Maybe another camera would help, right? So let me take the chat box away as well. Perfect. So here, you guys can see this area was chipped off. So like where my pencil is, that's where I glued. That's one of the spots that I glued the wood together there, underneath it, and all that. So there is residual of wood glue inside the nut cradle. Now, why did I have to put glue on like the entirety of the inside of the nut cradle? Well, because the reason this bit was broken, that bit of the nut was broken, was because when I was trying to remove the nut, right, using like a hammer and chisel method, I went a little too hard. And this is a very El Cheapo guitar neck, so it's not the most structurally sound one either. So both of them combined resulted in that breakage. But when you do it like that, because the nut width is throughout the cradle, right? It's not like that the nut is only on one side of the cradle. It's an entirety of the cradle. What happens is that it creates cracks in the rest of the nut cradle too. So it's not like that one part was chopped off and the rest of it was okay. There were cracks in there, so I actually had to but like put a little bit extra wood glue in the cradle so that it fills in those cracks too. Does that make sense? So now, the thing is that the wood glue has a certain thickness of its own, right? However little that may be. And in the guitar world, millimeters matter, right? You really got to get it right. Like you got to fret half a millimeter high and you might get buzz. You know what I mean? Like guitar is a world of small measurements. And so here's what's happening now. So I'm going to have to now clean this area inside just a little bit, very, very, very little, very gently. And I'll show you guys how I do it. But the top up part, like the top part of the back wall, and then the back part is really easy to deal with, right? So I'm just going to do it. So literally, I'm just going to go with a 400 grit and then upgrade to 600 grit just to give it a nice finish. So 400 and 600 is not really coarse, right? So you're kind of in a safe spot. Like if it was 240, 200, 180, and then you'd be a little bit under problem, but in a bit of a trouble, but not here. So all I'm going to do now is to show you this head. See how there's some residues on it, some white spot on it. So now let's remove it. So all I'm just going to do is what's the direction of my wood grain? Fuck, okay. So I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go parallel to the direction of my wood grain. I'm not going to go this way. I'm going to go that way towards the length of the neck as I'm doing this sanding, just to keep you guys right. So whenever you're sanding your neck, just make sure that you're always parallel with the direction of the wood grain. See the wood grain lines here? Right? Always sand parallel to it, not perpendicular. That's what we're doing. So here we go. Just gonna go there a little. And again, wood glues, a lot of them are sandable. So nothing's gonna happen here. Here we go. Sanded, 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 and done. Right? There we go. That part is fine. And you guys can see some glues like coming off literally, so then that's fine. Now the back wall, I don't have any other choice but to go the other way. So that's fine. And let me maybe tape this area as I'm going to do the back wall. I'll tape the bottom bit so I'm not taking from there. There we go. That's our tape. Because then if I take stuff from here, the headstock part of my guitar is going to come off uneven. So we don't want that. There we go. Yeah. See that? So now as I'm sanding it, that area is not impacted. So then after the headstock part comes on top, I'm not going to get unevenness there as I'm doing it. So I'm just going to do a little. And again, like I told you guys, 400 is like quaint. 400 grit is like really easy. It's not going to impact anything. So there we go. Just a little more. Yeah. Now, thing is, most people don't appreciate what like the back wall that you have on your knot slot, especially Fender style knot slots, because like they're like much higher comparing with the Gibson style one. But regardless, that back wall is pretty important for your tuning stability and your nut stability. Right. Really, really important. You would think, oh, you know, because the tension of the string is like downwards, you're like whatever. But no, the reality is that there we go. Done. Done. Now I'm gonna get sort of like a tiny chunk of my 240 grit sandpaper, just a little bit, tiny little chunk of it, and then what I'm going to do is to just gently sand inside of that area. So there we go. That's all I need. Put the knife back. By the way, this is a karambit, for those who don't know. I use it to open mailboxes, cut like random things like sandpaper, whatever. So yeah, it's my favorite. My favorite cutter. So now, this is, let's put our sandpaper back. So now all I'm going to do is just to, give me the other camera. There we go. So all I'm going to do is just to go inside the nut slot and just sort of clean it up a little bit. And again, understand that this is a cleanup activity. I'm not trying to... The moment I make this slot bigger than what it was, my nut's not going to fit in as solid and as well anymore, right? So just a little. I'm going to do a little, see the outcome. Do a little more. See the outcome. Perfect. I don't think I'm going to need a little more. I don't think I'm going to need more. The other side. Just a little more. There we go. That's it. Yeah, we're doing good. That's it. That's all we needed to do. And again, there's so much of the sandpaper left, so I'm just going to put it back where it was. Now, we've got the nut slot prepared and ready to go. I'm just going to quickly wipe the inside of it. Let me just get a quick cloth. There we go. I'm just going to quickly wipe that residue out. Just like that. And this, like, by the way, a lot of the cloths that you guys see I use is not a microfiber that I bought from whatever. It's the old clothes that I used to wear and I'm no longer using. And those are really good, especially like if they're a type of cloth that you had for a while and you sweat into them and all that. And the cotton fabric is softened. So I'm talking about like 100% cotton clothes, right? Not like plastic clothes, stuff that has plastic in it. But those cottons get really soft. And then if the cloth gets too old and you want to throw it away, keep it, just cut it. And that's like a perfect cloth for your guitar. And like, yeah. There we go. Just clean the inside of it a little. And that's it. Done. So now, the broken nut cradle that we had is literally ready to go. Like, this top part is smooth, back part is smooth, inside I can't touch, but it looks kind of smooth. So we're good to go. And you can test it. You can literally put the nut that we separated. There we go. That's the plastic nut that came with this guitar. You can literally just put it back and test and see how it goes. So let's do it. This is the moment of truth to see how things are. And you guys can see, oops, go back in. Right? You guys can see it's not like soft. It's not like loose. You know what I mean? So it goes in, a little struggle city. So I'm going to have to bring it out, or maybe not. I'm going to bring it out a little and sand it just a little more. All right. Here we go. Sand that other half a little more. There we go. Clean it up. Try again. Nope. At the half point, which is failing. Okay, half point is the issue. So now, by the way, if I want to sand the whole thing, I'll use the length of this like that. But if I want to sand one spot, I'll just use like fold it in equal parts and then just put it there from the top and just go left and right. And then that allows you to only sand the part that you need to sand. Right. Here we go. Done. Let's see. Better. Just a little more on that side. Da, 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 da. Now, in doing so, by the way, you just want to make sure that you're not actually sanding the bottom of the nut cradle. The issue is width right now, not depth. Right, so if you make it deeper than what it has to be, then that also is a problem, right? Cool, almost in. Just a little at that end, huh? That's the problem when you have so much in your equipment box. You can't find the stuff you need. Give me a second. Where is this? Just so you guys see what I'm looking at. Can't even find a plier. My good God. And 30 minutes later, this is what we're looking for. All right. So what we were trying to do was to pull this thing out. All right, come out, buddy. Don't do me dirty like that. There we go. So the issue was the other half of it, the nut cradle, right? So again, just fold the paper and be specific on where you want to sand, and don't sand anywhere else. So here we want to sand the back wall of the nut. Have a look. We're just going to sand the top back wall, not the depth, not the other wall. So we don't want to make it deeper. We don't want to make it wider on the other side. We just want to make it wide on one side, and not even throughout the length of it, right? So I'm just going to go purposefully there and just sand little, and then after a few strokes, assess what I've done. Just a little more. Here we go. Let's see how this works out. Give me my nut back. So let's see. Almost there. God damn it. Just a little at the end that is stuck. All right, let's bring it out and try one last time. I think this is really the last time. Bring it out. Give it back. We're doing the work of God here, guys. Guitar God. Just a little more and we're done. And that's the beauty of it, right? Like I always say, you don't have to be a guitar tech. I'm not a guitar tech. I'm a guitar guy, but you want to be able to do your guitar first aid at home, right? Not only it saves you a lot of money of having to take your guitar to somebody to do some basic fixes for you, right? But it also helps you understand and diagnose what are the issues are with your guitar. And having that made sense, at least for me, gave me a lot of peace of mind, right? Because there were times that I'm like playing the guitar and I hear like a buzz sound on whatever fret, and I'm like, hold on, is that a fret issue? Is it me holding my finger incorrectly? Is it my setup issue? Do you know what I mean? Whereas like when you do these little things at home, like this is a full refret, so refret maybe is not a little thing. It will be misleading to say a full refret is a little thing. But like, we did it on a couple of streams ago, right? We literally went on and refretted this neck from the scratch. Doing these things helps you appreciate how your guitar works, and that's a good thing as a guitar player. All right, I think we're good. I'm kind of even like hesitant to use super glue on this. Like I'm going to be using maybe a drop of super glue to tighten it up. Let me just sand it a little more just to be safe, but I really think we're safe. I think we're good. But yeah, like I was saying, is that it just gives you that just a little more at the tip. Yeah, it just gives you that peace of mind. Just gives you that ability to know what's up with your guitar is what I'm trying to say, right? Once you get that understanding, you realize like how much of your guitar you actually understand more. And these are little things that you guys see. I'm not doing it in a workshop or anything, right? I'm doing it at home on my workbench, like work desk, not even a bench. This is a normal computer desk with a bath towel on it, you know, with stuff that you can buy from the Home Depot or Bunnings Warehouse if you're in Australia. You know what I mean? So I think we're good. I think we're in a nice spot. Let me just try this on the other side. Yeah, brother, we're good. We are fine. All right, so we cleaned up the nut slot. Here we go. So we cleaned up this inside of this area, and we took, because, you know, we put wood glue in there. Wood glue has its own thickness, and it's sandable. And so we put it there. We sanded it. We're good, right? The next step now is to put the nut in. Now, for us to put the nut in, we're going to use super glue, but you don't need much of it. Genuinely just a drop. Now, if you're inserting your nut from the top down, so you're just going to go whoop, then what I do, like Gibson style, maybe, like that's maybe, not even then, but more often than not, you approach it from the side, right? Like with Gibson style, unless you pull it upwards, but you insert it from the side. What I like to do is to put like a drop or two on one side and then slide the nut in. So like one drop here, a little less on the other side, and just slide it in, and that spreads the super glue over just fine. Right? So let me bring out my super glue. Right? And it will be of massive help if the super glue that you buy online or in person has these like has these tips on it. You know, these like really narrow tips. Can you guys see? See how narrow this is? So that actually allows me to like take it and put it places that usually like it's harder to put. Like for example, if you have a look here, see how little the gap between the fret and the bottom of the fretboard is in the fret slot? This little thing, this tiny little thing goes in there. So I can actually flush my fret slots with super glue, which is a massive advantage, right? Like that's when you know it's gone in well. So Anyways, what we're going to do, I'm going to have my guitar fret hammer handy as well. There we go. That's our guitar fret hammer, and I'm going to use the plastic. So it's a plastic hammer, essentially, right? Used to fret your guitar. Now, what I'm going to do is to put a couple of drops here, like there, and then slide the nut in. And anywhere that my hand is kind of stuck and it's not going to go in, I gently tap it in. That's all. And we're good. We don't need to resize and reshape this nut right now because this guitar has a 0 fret design, and I haven't significantly changed the fret type that was on it, right? So if there was any issues, because the thing is, like, if you have a zero fret design, you got the nut, and then the nut takes the strings to your first fret, and then it goes to the rest of the guitar, if that makes sense. So I'm not gonna play around with the nut so much. If there's any issues, I change the first fret. Just a quick reminder, or if you don't know from our last stream, when we did the full refret of this guitar, when we did the refret, we left the first fret, 0 fret rather, we didn't touch it much. We just crowned it a little. Because this fret has to be higher than the rest, essentially. So, all right, let's do this. Let's super glue this a little. And I'm going to show this to you guys so you guys can see better. Here we go. That's a good angle. Just going to go. Dab. Don't tell me it's dried. Nah, it's not. Boom. Get in there. 1 drop, 2 drop. That's it. That's all I really need. Quick. Put the nut in there. Make sure you put it correctly. Don't do it for a left-handed person. So I'm pushing the nut down and I'm hammering it gently. There we go. Just a little more. Rotate it. Can I use that? There we go. Give it to me. Nope. There we go. All right, you just want the edge to kiss perfectly, right? Is it kissing? It better be. All right, cool. Just a couple of taps on top just to make sure it sits well. And you guys see I'm not like boom, boom, right? Gentle. Cool. Yeah, it's nice and steady. We like it. And that's it. You don't have to do anything else about it. And now the nut is in and we're happy. Everything looks beautiful. See that? Just like that, you get the nut done. Easy. So let's put the stuff we don't need away. One thing I always say when you guys see me in my videos, right, doing these things, usually Saturdays, Friday nights rather, are for these kind of stuff. Saturday morning, Friday night, depending on where you're in the world. And then Sunday is when we do the guitar reviews, right? One of the things I always say is that if you're working from home when you're doing these stuff, like I am right now, you can use as much space as you possibly can. Like you really need the space around you. So if you don't need something, put it away. That little extra space that you get from it, oh my Lord, it just makes things so much easier. It's unbelievable. So let's put this stuff, and you're less likely to hit your own mic. Let's put the stuff we don't need back. So hammer can go back. Pliers can go back. The screwdriver can go back. And what I am going to do is to put this back in its thing so that it's not gluing everything in my equipment bag. There we go. Tape it up. Seal it up. Now, the next step for us, now that we just installed the nut, is to put the guitar back on the body, and then we're going to put the headless headstock back to where it was. Screw everything over again, and then we can check and see how good our fret work was. This is the moment of truth, and I promised it to you guys last week too. I don't have my trash can here, do I? No. All right, I'll throw it later. So this is the moment of truth. The first play that you do after your refret is done is the one that tells you how good of a job you've done, and you can learn from it too, right? So if you've made mistakes, if there's a buzz sound or something like that, you can figure it out. So let's bring the body back. I'm gonna actually put the sandpapers away as well. We don't need this. No more sanding. So here we go. These are all sand pads, by the way. I bought from Amazon, I think, and they're super useful. Like if you work on your guitars at home, brother, sister, this is so useful. Unbelievable. Put it away. All right. Put this away. What more? That's it. Okay. So, bring the body. And you guys recall when we fixed the guitar angle, the neck angle rather, we inserted this shim, the maple shim inside. It's survived pretty well. So that's a good thing. All right, let's just give this a bit of a wipe. All the cat fur that is on it. A quick reminder, if you use a maple shim like this, the part that has the angle on is the thicker part. So just make sure you put it correctly. Otherwise, the neck slope that you're trying to fix is gonna get exaggerated. So you don't want that. All right, we're gonna use my Cuban cigar ashtray that we used to keep things. Like I said, I always say, if you're unscrewing something, have some sort of a plate, have some sort of container to have all these in there. I'm doing your guitar refrets on a Les Paul right now, and this is the bridge and all the screws, so I have a separate one for a separate work, right? So this is the Gibson Les Pauls. Bridge, screws, pickup ring, and all that. So every time, like when I come back to it, everything I need is right there. I don't have to look for screws or anything. I ran out of plastic containers, so I used the Cuban cigar ashtray for that container for this. So let's insert the neck back in, and then we're gonna put the headstock back on, and then string it, and then we'll see whether if there's any dead frets or not, and that's the moment of truth for us. Hopefully nothing's there and everything is sounding good. And then if not, if there's something there was a mistake made or there's some issues, well, that's a blessing, right? That's a lesson. We'll fix that too. So notice how I put the neck back in, not like this and then back in. So go in like that, there, find it, sit it. Okay. Bring my screws out. Here we go. That's the 4 screws. The remainder of the screws can go there. And from memory, this was the right fit actually for these screws. Yeah, no, good. Okay, easy. Let's put this together. So bring it up. What I like to do is to bring the guitar up and hold it like this. And what this does, it allows the neck cradle to hold some of the weight of the neck itself. Just to shim a little bit, make sure it's not popping out, make sure it's like well seated there. Push with your thumb and then put the screws in, right? Connect the first screw and the neck is a lot more secure already. But when you connect the first screw, don't screw it all the way in. Screw it halfway in. Let me do it this way so you guys can see, right? I'm screwing it halfway in. Once you did that, don't go to the adjacent screw hole. Go for the diagonal one. Go for the opposite side. So zigzag it, and that helps the neck to settle against the neck cradle a lot better. A lot better. So we're going to do everything little by little. See that? This is in, this is in. I'm going to do this one now. 1, 2, 3. Put it in. Right. And then I'm going to go here up. So there you go. We did 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, what I'm going to do is to tighten everything little by little. That's so important to do when you're, to make sure that two things sitting against each other really well. Two plates, neck and the body, yada yada. So this, now the other one. Diagonal. Now go across. Now go the other way. And just do this a few times. There we go. Then this side. You get the idea, right? You get the idea. All right, I'm just going to put this guitar down a little so I can close it properly. I'm going to move the mic away for a second. I wanna hide forever in your heart. Drive slow, let me see your face. Don't stop. I wanna hide forever in your heart. Alright. So now that they're all like borderline closed, now I'm gonna go for the kill. So let's just fully shut it up now. Just fully close it. Better angle so you guys can see. Doing guitar live streams like this is like doing adult content, in that you have to always worry about the angle. It's not about you doing it and you feeling good doing it. It's about the audience seeing it. What a metaphor. What a metaphor. Amazing. The music was too loud, no? What I was saying, I'll say it again if you guys didn't hear it. I was saying that doing these content online live, what I'm doing right now, is similar to adult content in that it's not about your comfort, it's about the viewer seeing it. I usually don't screw my guitars like this, right? Now, look, when it comes to the screws of the back plate, for example, I would say, you know, be gentle, don't wrestle, whatever, you know, just take it easy. If it's not tight, as long as the plate is touching the body, it's okay. Because all of this does, it really is supposed to hold the plate on and not let anything in, right? With the neck, you want a tight fit. You want the neck to really, really be tight, because that's your neck stability, right? Like that's how you can tune the guitar and it stays in tune, and you can play it and it stays in tune and nothing insane happens. So with the neck, you're just gonna, you know, make sure it's tight. Again, let's not make it a WWE match against the screw, but you get the idea. All right. One thing I'll say, we're a little too early in that journey, but one thing I'll say is that when it comes to setting up the guitar now, because I've done a full refret on this neck, I've took it out, sanded it, put frets on, hammered, fixed the nut cradle, put the nut back in. We literally did all of that in 2-3 streams, right? We're together and you guys were watching. But the thing is that this is a big change for a guitar. This is not like little things. This is like really, there's a lot, right? Everything we could possibly do to this guitar, we probably did to it in like 2-3 streams. So I'm not going to immediately set this guitar up. So now that we put the necks back in, I'm going to put the headstock back in. I'm going to put the strings back on. I'm going to like just put it together and then tune it, and then let it stay in its case or cover or just in the room for a day or two. Just let it stay there for a day or two. And the reason for that is because the wood makes adjustments, right? So you realize that things might change. Something might happen. You know what I mean? Let the guitar do its adjustments is what I'm saying. So after, like, we did, what did we do? Refret, fix the nut cradle, insert the nut in there, take the sand the back of the neck, which we also fixed the angle of the neck too, right? That's a lot of changes, right? Usually when you put a string on a guitar, you tune it, you set it up. No, not really. You just tune it. You let it sit in the room for a day, then you go about setting it up, right? This is no different. This is a much bigger change, so leave it at least for a day before you do anything else to it, is the point I'm trying to make. All right, now let me bring my neck cradle. There we go. And that is that. I just want to do one more check on this. Sorry, guys. One more last check before I put the screwdriver away. Are we good? Are we really good? Talk to me. Talk to me. No, that's good. That's good. I think we did a good job. Yeah, no, we're good. All right, cool. Put the screwdriver away. Let this baby settle. Here we go. There we go, right there. Done. Now, the next step for us is to remove this tape and put the headstock bit back on. As a reminder, let me remove this and I'll show you guys how that bit looks like. So don't need this no more. Put it there. Have a look here. Here's how the inside of this headless guitar looks like underneath the headstock. So that's your truss rod, obviously, right? The middle bit in the middle. You have two big holes, right? So you have these two big holes at the top, 1 and 2. These two are not actually screw holes. It's for these two big metal bumps. Can you guys see the metal bumps here? The two top, the two horns? It's for these horns to go inside. And this is actually a design flaw in this headless electric guitar, right? I'll tell you in a second why this is a design flaw. So, but bottom line is these two horns go into these two big holes, and they're not screws. They just go there and stay. But then you guys know that there's 4 small holes in there. Those are screw holes. Now, why are these two horns design flaws? That's the question, right? Why are they design flaws? The reason for that is because if I put the headstock of the guitar like this, right? And only screw one half of it. So the bottom half is the only part that gets screwed because the screw holes are only here, right? These two are not screw holes. So I'm really screwing the headstock on the bottom half, just on this side. Now, I'm going to put these strings in this direction. And the tension of the string is also in the same direction, right? Let me move this. There you go. So I'm going to put the string like this, and the direction of my string tension is also this way, correct? What happens is that the strings then are going to be pulling the headstock, don't they? They're literally going to be pulling this bit. Now, if the back bit is not screwed over and the front bit is, the back bit is going to get raised a little. Have a look. Like this. It's going to get raised in this angle because it's not screwed. Now, this side of the horn is going to push back again that side of the hole and hold it in. But this will work when the guitar is new. As you play this guitar, as you restring it and all that jazz, especially if you put thicker string gouges, right? That push is going to get more, and that piece of wood is going to wear off. The wood inside these holes eventually going to wear off, and the hole is going to get bigger, and your headstock is going to come up and up and up and up, little by little, right? That's why this is a design flaw. This would have been a lot easier and a lot better if instead of putting the screw holes there, you put just even one screw hole, like somewhere, 2 screw holes a little higher up, and actually make it a screw hole. So that then the top half of your headstock also gets screwed over. Zuhair, how are ya? Zuhair says, I didn't know you were online. Yeah, we were online, baby. We were online for about 45 minutes now. And we're finishing up on that guitar that we refretted a couple of streams ago. We put it all together. We fixed the knot cavity, everything. So we're putting it together. So yeah, this is what I was saying. Essentially, this is the design flaw in this kind of headstock. More often than not, they're just screwed properly on all 4 ends, and it holds them in nice and tight. I think that's just a far better way to go. Not just for the stability of the guitar headstock in a headless guitar, but also for the sake of just transferring the oscillations of the strings better to the headstock and the neck, right? There is a saying in the luthier guitar tech community that anything that touches the string is God. Anything that touches the string is God, and the headstock certainly is, right? So I'm like, it would have been a lot better if they put like the screw properly, like something like that. And I understand there are restrictions there, right? Like I understand like you need to do something cheap in a scenario where your strings are poking out from that direction. I get it. Yeah. Zuhair says, not interested in this, but dropped to say hi. Oh, that's really nice. Is this process going well? Yeah, the process is going well. Anything that touches the string is God. Yeah, right? That's like what you want to pay a lot of attention to. Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Bobby says, do you adjust and measure the neck bow while the guitar is in tune? Yes. It depends. You do it both. You do it while the guitar is in tune sometimes. Sometimes you do it when the strings are off. I'll give you the example. Let's just say I'm going to refret this guitar neck, which we just did, right? We literally finished the fretting of this guitar not long ago. So in the process of refretting the guitar, at least in 3 instances, you have to measure the straightness or the bow, the relief on your guitar neck. When you take the frets off and you're about to sand, before you take the frets off even sometimes, because if the guitar has a front bow and you're pulling the frets out, you're going to be pulling wood out with it because the wood is going to put pressure, especially in the middle parts between frets 5 and 12, where the truss rod is most active. If it's curved up like this, it's going to squeeze the frets. So if you pull it up, you're going to pull a lot of wood out with it. So very importantly, before you do anything with the fret work, for example, right, you took the strings off, no strings on it. Before you do anything with the frets, you have to make sure that there's no relief. It's like your neck is dead flat. So that's an example of where we do it without the string on. Then when it comes to setting up the guitar, so your guitar is strung and you want to set up the guitar, yes, you do it with the strings on. Now, I'll give you guys an acronym. I'll type it for you to remember. You can write it down if you want. Here you go. I'm going to go here. It's called train. Everybody say train, like choo-choo train. Right? Hold on. Train. Make it appear. There we go. This train, guys, is the acronym you want to remember when it comes to you setting up your guitar. T is for tuning. Strings on, you tune the guitar first. Most important. Tune the guitar. By the way, this whole train process is when you got your guitar in a playing position, right? So it's here, not on the table. And the reason for that is that if it's on the table, the gravity is going to pull the string down and your measurements are going to be incorrect. All right, so answering Bobby's question now. Train. Tune the guitar first, strings on. R stands for relief. Figure your relief out. Company standards these days with PRS, I think Fender Squier, they send out their guitars at 0.008-ish relief, right? On the top of the 8th fret. Figure your relief out. Tune the guitar, put the relief in. I like 0.006. So like for me, any relief that my neck has is induced by the strings, not by the truss rod. So R is for relief. A is for action. After that, you adjust your action. I is for intonation. You intonate. And then N at the very end, if there is any issues, you refer to the nut. That is the acronym you want to remember when it comes to working on your guitars. But Bobby, you said, do you adjust and measure the neck bow while guitar is in tune? If you're setting up the guitar, 1,000,000%. If you're refretting a guitar, for example, then you're going to need your strings off, so that doesn't apply. Bobby says, sometimes I sand and lower the frets near the neck joint. A fall away, it's called. It's sometimes a cause of string buzz. Yeah, so that's called a fall away. It's called a fall away, right? So essentially, what happens, guys, for those who don't know, fall away means that you sand the frets from the 15th fret onwards. Sometimes the 12th fret people do it. I don't like that. From the 15th fret onwards, you sand your necks, your frets a little more to make them lower, and that allows you to avoid string buzz when your action is really low. fall away is a great thing. I do it. I have a Les Paul that I'm in the process of fretting. So right now I'm dressing the frets on it. After this one, we'll be working on that Les Paul. So that's a great idea. Love it. One thing I'll say is that there's two ways of approaching fall away. So some people, for some reason, and I never understood why, and if anybody knows, please educate me. I need to learn more. Some people induce the fall away on the guitar fretboard itself. So when they're radiusing or sanding the neck before they put the frets in, they do it more here and then they put the frets in, and that never made sense to me. Apparently it's a valid way to do it, and I don't understand why. For me, it's like the neck, the fretboard, is the foundation of what you do. Don't change the frickin' foundation, change the frets. Because if you take material away from your fretboard, you're never going to be able to put it back, but you can't change your frets. I mean, you can't change the fretboard too. You just have to like unglue the frickin' thing and just dismantle your neck, but that's like a far more invasive way to go about it, right? So fall away is a great idea. It's just that, you know. Bobby says, should the guitar neck with strings have a slide bow or should it be straight? I think this one is a little bit more a matter of preference now. I think that the guitar neck with the string should have a very, very minimal bow. The reason for that... Oh, you had another question. Should the guitar neck with strings have a slide bow or should it be straight and just adjust the string height? No, it should have a tiny little bit of bow. Minimal. I do it 0.006 of an inch on top of my 8th fret. So essentially the way you measure it, right? You hold the 3rd fret, you hold the fret that is in your neck body joint, and then you figure out how high your neck is, how far away your fret is from your string on the 8th fret, right? That's how you measure relief. I do it 0.006 of an inch. And it's only string induced, so I don't use my truss rod to create the bow. The reason for that is this. Have a look. I'll use my... Let me show you in like a real thing of how it looks like. So imagine this is your string. Right? When you play your string oscillates, right? So let me go to a bigger zoom maybe. There we go. Right? So when you play it, your string oscillates like this. Actually, it's not just like that, by the way. It oscillates in 9 different ways at the same time, at least. That's the idea of like your fundamental note and your N1 and N2. We'll talk about that topic maybe later. But the point is, you play your string and it oscillates like this, right? So it has a belly that moves the most and the sides move the least. That's how your string oscillates. When your guitar has a little bit of a bow, tiny minimal, right? I'm talking like hardly seen by the eye. When your neck has a bit of a bow, it allows for the oscillation of your string. Like that. Whereas if it's dead flat, when your string moves to the bottom bit of that movement, it chokes the movement of your string. That's why it's important to have a tiny little bit of a relief on your guitar neck. Now, there's 2 ways you can induce it, and then they're not mutually exclusive. You can induce it by just having the strings on, so the strings are going to pull, and the neck is going to have a little bit of a bow, or you can adjust the truss rod, right? I personally never create a bow on my guitar neck using the truss rod. I just personally am never a fan of that. So any bow that my guitar neck has, it's induced from the strings itself. More often than not. I don't remember ever doing it. Someday I might need to. Someday I might end up working with a guitar neck that is super stiff, does not bend at all with the string, and I might have to induce it a little bit. But the measurement that the company sent out, usually, almost like 90%, 80% of like big companies, like PRSs, Fenders, they send it at 0.008 of an inch. And you can measure it with a feeler gouge. Bonnie asks, do you prefer neck with binding or no binding? Sometimes I fear that some Chinese guitars have toxic plastic PVC in the bindings of a cheaper guitar. Oops, sorry. I like guitars with no bindings, personally. I don't care about the look so much. I don't like the bindings because it allows me to see in what state my frets are. And if I need to do a refret, it's a lot easier. Oops. If I need to do a refret, it's a lot easier. Just for that reason. So I don't care for bindings. Like, I don't care one way or the other. But if I'm to do a refret, I hate the bindings. I don't want to deal with them. It just complicates it. Yeah. I don't know about that, dude. If Chinese guitars have toxic plastic PVCs, I don't know, like, anything about that. So you could be right. The way I see it is just like, yes, in some instances it might make the guitar look better, but I don't want to deal with it. I don't personally care so much about it. Yeah. Sorry, I don't have a better answer for that one. Give me a second. Let me get this air conditioning going here a little. All right. So here we go. Good questions, man. Really, really, really good questions you're asking. I love it. So guys, if anybody else is watching and hearing this conversation, the point of this stream is for me to answer questions and we hang out together. So you're welcome to crack a joke, ask questions, whatever. And I'm not like a master luthier, right? So if I don't know the answer to anything, I'll tell you I don't know. If I know the answer to something, I'll do my best to answer it. And we can have a chat. So, okie dokie. Let me put this back. And let me have a sip to your health, guys. I want to have a sip of this ice cold coffee to your health. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. To your health, cheers. All right. Shall we move on? Let's do this. So, what I'm going to do now is to screw the nut, the headstock rather, back in, right? So, yes, headless guitars also have headstocks, right? Ironically, they're headless, but they have a headstock. So that's fine. And good news for me is because I was smart enough to put all the screws and everything in some sort of a container, a Cuban cigar ashtray in this instance, I can just easily put everything back. So let's bring our screwdriver that we bought from Home Depot style store. There we go. And from memory, those screws were Phillips ones, and I could be wrong. So let's check. They usually are. I'm gonna select my Phillips one. It has the measurements on it, so I know what I'm getting. And I'm just gonna test it on one of the screws, because if it's not a good fit, oh, it's a perfect fit. Yeah, I remembered correctly. It is a Phillips one. So again, because I'm working from home, I don't have a workshop or anything. I'm constrained on space. So anything I'm not using, I'm going to immediately take it away. It reduces the chance of dinging the guitar, damaging the guitar, anything going wrong. And let's do this. So we're just going to screw this back on. We got 4 screws. Put them in there and do it. Here we go. Here too, you want to make sure the connection is really nice and tight, right? So here, like the neck, body joint, and the headstock, you really want a nice tight connection. While I'm doing it, Bobby, did those answers answer your questions? Did any of those answers make good sense? Dorothy O says, I'm beyond tardy. I was at my daughter's track and field meet. Hi, how you doing, brother? How's things? Good to see you. Dorothea, we are finishing off working on that guitar we did a couple of streams ago. You know, the one that we did a full refret? The headstock? The headless? The headstock. The headless? So yeah, we're finishing it off. How was the track and field meet? How'd that go? And how's Sienna doing? I didn't know she does track and field. Man, kids these days are so talented. Like, Dorothea's lovely daughter is a very talented girl. She does, I think, like 2 different instruments. She plays 2 different instruments. And I just learned about the track and field. So she clearly works out too, which is great. As a person who doesn't do anything other than work, I actually appreciate people that actually work out. Yeah. Dorothy says, doing good. I remember you started about 4 weeks ago. Yeah, was this 4 weeks ago already? Are you sure? I thought it was like 2 weeks ago. But I could be wrong. Time flies, man. You could be right. I'll check it later. You could be very well right. But yeah. So good of you to go out and about. You know, like I was having a chat with Mrs. Peaches the other day. Not the other day, literally yesterday. And we were talking about like how we're just working a lot and we don't go out often because we were out. We went out to a restaurant for lunch. And we're like, man, we're not going out often. We're just like working so hard all the time. So good of you to go out, brother. Like every time I talk to you, you're like, oh, I'm at a live show. Oh, I'm at like this meet, or I'm at this like other thing. So good of you. Doroteo says, thanks for asking. She's doing good too. Oh, that's good to hear, man. That's great. All right, we're almost done. And then, yeah. The good thing about headless guitars, like one of the advantages, they're so easy to restring. These guitars are so easy to restring, my lord. Like, you can just put it on and off like in a second. It's so fun. So yeah, we're almost done. By the way, Doroteo, did you know what I did? Off camera, not live. I started refretting that Gibson Les Paul I showed you guys last week. So I'm putting gold fret wire in that too. I'm in the middle of dressing the frets. And with that one, I actually have to tune the new nut. So I bought a new unbleached bone nut for it too, but I have to tune it. I have to slot it properly. So yeah. Klaus, how are ya? Klaus says, when did you cut your hair? About a month ago. Yeah. I lost a few pounds. How does it look? What do you think? Yeah. Klaus said, well, shit, I haven't been paying attention. You look sharper. Firm handshakes, brother. How you holding up? How's things on your end? How you doing? Doroteo says, I remember you didn't like the Bill Lawrence humbuckers. Oh, God, no, I didn't. I didn't mind them, but they were too ice picky. These Bill Lawrence 500 XLs are really trebly. And so it wasn't a good sound for me. And I know, I don't know, I told you guys, I don't know how Nuno Bettencourt gets such a good sound out of it live. I genuinely don't know. Now, I understand that with his new guitar brand, his own brand, he's changed it. So he's going with his own custom pickup now on the bridge. And on the neck, he's still using the Seymour Duncan 59. So I know he's changed that. But for 3 decades now, this man has been playing with that pickup live, and I don't know how he gets such a good sound out of it. My only guess is that pickup opens up differently at larger volumes and with like a bigger cab. That's my only explanation for it. I don't know how else he does that. Klaus says, I'm doing great. That's good to hear. Klaus has been playing my new LTD EC1000. You got a Les Paul LTD. Hell yeah. So much that the brain fishman's in that. Dude, I had one. I sold it last year. I had the gold Andromeda one. And no, I never left it plugged. Are you sure? For those who don't know, the LTD, I love this thing. It's so good. It's such a good guitar. For those who don't know, let me show everybody that guitar. Because brother, you got a really good guitar. And I had it for about, I sold it about a year ago just to reduce the size of the collection. Like when the number of the guitars I have is more than 10, that's when I really go about selling it. LTD EC 1000. And it has Fishman Fluence Moderns in them, by the way, for those who don't know. Which color is yours, Klaus? Which one is which one is yours exactly? So for those who don't know, guys, this is the guitar that Klaus is referring to. It's a Les Paul shaped LTD, and it has a Fishman Fluence Modern pickups in there in both neck and bridge with different voicings, and it's an awesome guitar. It's an awesome guitar. The black one, hell yeah. Oh god, yeah. That's the one you got. Oof, oof. So good, so good. It's got the gold locking hardwares. Yeah, right. Hell yeah. It's a killer guitar, dude. Enjoy every second of it. It's such a good guitar. I played it for so long. So yeah, enjoy. You also asked the question earlier. You didn't. Dorothy asked. Where's Zuhair? Zuhair was in the chat a little earlier. I think he left. He was on the stream a little earlier. Yeah. No, that's great, dude. Congrats on the new guitar. Congrats on the new guitar. Great buy. Yeah. Alrighto. Shall we do this? Let me just tighten the screws on this baby, and then we will put the strings back where they should be. And I remember that I have to reinsert my high E string in the headstock. But let's do this. Let's just take this apart, take these strings out, and then we're good. Yeah, there's something really metal about Les Paul shaped guitars, and I can't put my finger on it. I don't know whether it's me watching too much Willie Adler from Lamb of God. I don't know if it's that, but there's something very metal about Les Pauls that the traditional Strat shapes don't have it. Like Super Strats do. Obviously, Super Strat is like you know, Super Strat, right? But there's something so metal about Les Pauls. I don't know. It's like, yeah, it could be like just Willie Adler influencing me too much. Klaus says, I used some inheritance cash to get it. Ah, okay. So it was a silver lining to an otherwise dark cloud. Fair enough, man. Are you feeling all right? I actually lost a couple of loved ones, I don't know, a few months ago. And I sort of had a bit of a journey to go through that myself. Are you okay? Like, you're all right, dude? It's a good thing to have a new guitar, but like using that, god damn it, both hands. I'm so sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. My condolences. That's difficult. Yeah, that sucks. Be athletic, man. Be athletic for them. Pick up that guitar, play it athletically in their memory. And I'm sure like they would love you to be happy and sound and healthy and rocking. So, yeah, may their soul rest in peace. Man, I'm getting the emotions. It's been long enough. I'm fine now. Oh, it's so good to hear, dude. Yeah, just be athletic. Be athletic and do well. And those who love you, that's what they want for you. So. Dorothy asks, Chris Adler uses Jackson guitar? I thought Chris was the drummer, no? I thought Chris Adler was the... I gotta check it now. Now I gotta check it. Chris Adler is the drummer. And then, yeah, the Chris Adler is the drummer guy. Can I say something though? And as I don't want to sound that way and be that guy, but he's a good looking dude. Like, he could model. Like, he's a guy that looks really good on top of a guitar magazine, like on the front page. Chris is the drummer. Willie is the guitar player, and he has this awesome LTD ESP with the, look at this design. Look at this guitar. I love that guitar. Look at that. I love the design of this guitar. It's so good. That's his main guitar. And by the way, it was stolen at some point, and they got it back. Yeah. Willie is the guitar player. Yeah. Klaus, like, let's bring it back to the positive. Oh, brother, we're bringing it back to the athletic, not just positive. Positive is like for ordinary people. We're bringing it back to the athletic. I'm talking about rocking the stage. I'm talking about the amp catching fire on stage, just smoking up, crowd going wild, laser lights and smoke effects. Like, that's what I'm talking about, not positive. Positive is just for ordinary people. You pick up the electric guitar, you go athletic on the stage. That's the vibe we're about. Hell yeah. Like, never be positive. Be athletic. That's I think, as selfish as it may sound, this is, I think, the quote of the day. I think, would you guys agree that this is the quote of the day? Don't be positive, be athletic. I really like it. Alright, why doesn't this go into the hole? There we go. Sorry guys, I had a hard time finding the hole there. Alright. Dorothy says, prayers for Klaus Wing Smith. Firm handshakes. Firm handshakes, sir. Prayers indeed. Bobby asks, are roasted maple necks worth it? Or is it just the marketing and maple necks are fine? Yes, but not for the reasons that some might think. All right, so roasted maple necks, for those who don't know, this is a roasted maple neck. For those who don't know, the way the processing of the wood works when you're at, when you're in a workshop, is that the companies buy these pieces of wood, they chop them into plates or general shapes like slabs of wood, and there are different ways to cut it, right? So there's a slab cut, there's quarter sawn, so on and so forth. You cut the wood, and then you put these woods in heated rooms or in oven style machines to take the moisture away. So before you even do any work on the guitar, the moisture percentage, water percentage moisture in the guitar has to be less than 6%. So usually sits between 4 to 6%. And what that ensures you get is that you get a very stable piece of wood that doesn't expand or contract in heat or cold, right? It gives you a stable thing to work on and make the guitar with. So less than 6%, right? That's how it works. And essentially the way this works, by the way, because sometimes you might think, oh, wouldn't the wood get burnt? No, because in these heated rooms and these machines, you take the oxygen out of the air and you put nitrogen in there. So without oxygen, there is no combustion. That's how it works. So essentially, you just dry the wood out to the best of your ability. Now, when you dry the wood out to the best of your ability, it becomes more stable, right? So that's a good thing. Roasted maple neck goes through that process a little bit more extensively. And that's why it gets browned. They call it roasted maple or caramelized maple. And so, as an example, it's less likely to shrink and you get like fret sprouts if it's done properly. So it just adds a little bit to the neck stability. Now, is it that crazily much, like insanely much? No. No, maple is a hard wood. Maple, northern ash, not to be confused with swamp ash, mahogany, wengi, kurupe, which is a Latin American wood. These are all very, very hard woods. Very hard woods. Kurupe, I think, is the hardest one out of all. It's even harder than ebony. These are hard woods, so they're like very well situationed, very well designed to be used for guitar necks. Yeah. Doroteo says, I confused him with the guitarist. Yeah, they're brothers, you know. Willie Adler and Chris Adler. Yeah. Class that's sick. Oh, you have to comment about being athletic? Hell yeah. Bobby says, for me, Les Pauls are uncomfortable. No arm contour hurts my arm while playing and standing up. I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You know the only reason why I have that Les Paul? I'll show it to you guys in a second. It's because it's the thinnest Les Paul I've ever seen. It was a limited edition batch that was produced between 98 and 2002. And it has 3/5 of a normal Les Paul's thickness. And that's why it works. Bobby, try Klaus's new guitar, the LTD EC1000. That's pretty slim too, and it has the upper body contour. Not the arm contour, but it has the body contour. Bobby asks, are stainless steel frets worth it? Man, you're asking so many important questions today. Yeah, I love it. Stainless steel, do they worth it? Let me pause the music. Let me pause the music. As much as I love this song, let me pause it. And let me go to my look into my eyes view. Hold on. Give me a second. We're going to go into the look into my eyes views for some serious talk. Look at me. Question was, do stainless steel frets worth it? And the answer is, it depends. Okay, so why stainless steels? Why do people go for stainless steels? There is an argument that a lot of people make for the tone. They're like, oh, stainless steel sounds brighter than nickel silver or gold, which is essentially some sort of a nickel silver or other type of frets. I personally never felt the difference in the tone. The reality is that the pickup, that your wires, that the effects that you put on in your amp have a much bigger share of the sound of the guitar than the stainless steel frets. Now, again, some people might hear it. I personally never heard it. The argument, the thing that is interesting about stainless steel frets to me, probably the only main thing that is interesting to me, is that stainless steels are super hard. Super hard. Like unflexible. Let me show you guys something. You guys want to see something cool? Let me show you something. There it is. Sorry, give me a second. There we go. All right, so this is a gold fret wire, right? And its radius to 10 inches right now, or a little more than 10 inches, right? Now this, have a look, is flexible. I can move it, right? Now, if it comes to this fret, little bit of a fret itself, it's extremely hard to bend. I can bend it a little, but it's really hard to bend. Now, a gold fret wire, this is StewMax gold fret wire, which is made similar to the Jescar Evos, right? This is already really hard. Stainless steel is harder than this, right? It's less malleable, it's more solid. Now, why is that interesting? Here's why it's interesting. When you have stainless steel frets on a guitar, because it's rougher, because it's harder, it has a longer shelf life. It has a longer life on your guitar. It gets worn out less. It's harder, right? So if you buy a guitar, and let's just say it's the only guitar you have and you play it every darn day for 20 years, right? At some point, you're going to have to change the frets on that guitar. If it's a stainless steel fret on that guitar, it lasts longer for you. And now the reason this is interesting, because the thing is like, all right, well, somebody like myself, I can do my own guitar refrets, right? So for me, it's just a matter of a few hours of effort for me to do these refrets, right? Now, but for people who don't, and that's most people don't do their refrets on their own. They take the guitar somewhere, and depending on which state you are, which city you are, refrets are going to cost between like at least $400 or $500, right? $400 or $500 is a lot of money. It's a lot of dough. Guitars, good guitars that you can grow old with right now can sell for $500. Like PRS SECEs are $500. They were $500 before this year. This year they increased it to $549, so $550, right? Now, here's my argument. If you want to buy a guitar for $500, would it make sense to you to take it for a refret earlier for $500, assuming that in the next 5 years, 10 years, the cost of refretting is going to be the same? Does it make sense for you to pay as much as you paid for your guitar, or half the price that you paid for a guitar? Let's just say you buy a guitar for $1,000, right? Does it make sense for you to pay for that amount of money for a refret? And the answer is no, right? It doesn't make any sense. It is exactly like you having, like, imagine you buy a car for $10,000. You bought a new car for $10,000. And in 5 years, you want to go and change the wheels, and changing the wheel costs $10,000 too. And you'd be like, hold on, what? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? Either give me a durable set of wheels that I don't need to change at all, or I need a cheaper set of wheels. That's the way to go, right? And so this is where stainless steel becomes interesting. Because it's so rough, it lasts longer. So assuming that the frets are done properly and the frets are good, you need to go back and change them a lot later. Like, not that much later, but just like later. That's why stainless steel is better to me. Like, that's the more interesting argument to me, as opposed to like a subjective argument about tone. Guys, whenever there's a discussion about tone, always keep in mind that there might be some validity to it. Like, I'm a person that this is gonna start a fire in the chat right now. But I'm a person that actually think tone wood matters. We can discuss that later. Don't get angry. Don't give me caps lock in the chat. We can talk about that later. But the point is that these tone chasings are a lot more like wine tasting, less similar to math. Like, math is like 2 + 2 is 4. That's it. But chasing tone, discussions about tones are a lot more like wine tasting. So some people might say, no, stainless steel is brighter. Are you deaf? And I'm like, all right, well, if it's brighter for you, put stainless steel on your guitar, or buy a guitar that has stainless steel on it. Do you know what I mean? But for me, the objective discussion that I can prove, that I can measure about stainless steel, has to do with its durability, especially in more affordable guitars. Listen, if I'm a guy that can spend $10,000 buying a new guitar, if I have that kind of dough, or $20,000 for a guitar, I have that kind of money, I don't care, $20,000, just I'll buy a guitar. If I was freaking Kirk Hammett, right? Buys Greenie for God knows how much, right? Then I don't care for $500 refret. Like, I'll tip another $200 on top of it just for the guy to deliver it earlier. You know what I mean? But if you do, that's the more interesting thing about stainless steels that I think about. All right, I missed a lot of chat, guys. Let me play the music back on, and I'm gonna read all and answer all your chats. Right? All right. So where were we? Are stainless steel is worth it? Some say it lasts longer, but is more slippery when it's bending. Nah, I don't think it's more slippery when you bend it. I think if you polish your frets properly, and your frets having a nice, glossy, smooth surface, you're good. Doesn't matter what. Does it decrease string life? No, I don't think so. Klaus says, stainless steel will never wear down, unlike nickel silver fret. Klaus pretty much said the same argument that I just made. Yeah, that's exactly right. Listen, nickel silver or nickel alloys don't wear down that crazily much either. Like, it's not like you're going to play the guitar like for a year and it's going to wear down. Like, they're still solid. I just showed you guys. I just literally tried to bend a damn thing and I couldn't. Right? So it's not like that thing is going to wear off and go away. It's just that if you got one guitar and you play it for 10 hours a day, after a few years, you might need to make some changes, and the stainless steel gives you a little bit extra. That's all. Klaus says, I love Les Pauls. My favorite shape. They're beautiful. Oh, there's a magic about them. But Telly's Strats and Les Pauls, we take them from granted. We're like, oh, it's like Telly, Strat, Les Paul. Right? But there is a magic about the design of that. Klaus says, to me, they're worth alone for never having to need a fret dressing years down the road due to wear. Yeah, look, you might need to like do some dressing work, for example, if your neck shrinks, like when you have fret sprouts, for example, right? So stainless steel is not going to save you from having to looking after the guitar frets. It's not like you just got it and you're good. No, but they're harder. They're harder material. So, Yo Killa, what's happening, pal? How are you? Yo Killa says, how about the feel? Does it feel more steel? To me, personally, no. Listen, feel is a question of, like, it's a very subjective question. I don't recall ever assuming that my frets were polished and I looked after, and I look after all of my guitar. I got like 9 guitars at home right now. The frets, I can bring any guitar out right now for you, and the fret is going to be on like sleek. The fret is going to be insane good because I look after them at home really well. So, but there hasn't been a single situation when I picked up the guitar and I'm like, ooh, like the fret feels really smooth or whatever. No, man, pick up, warm up, let's go. That's like that to me. Look after the frets, and I don't think you notice any differences. At least I don't. Bobby asks, are stainless frets more slippery when bending? Does it decrease? Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think they're more slippery personally if you polish your frets well. And I don't think I haven't noticed, at least, if they do. Klaus says, I don't feel any differences in feel other than the bends feel a little more smooth. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, feel is so subjective. Like, you guys can say anything about how you feel about it, and it's legit valid. You and I could say completely different things about the feel, and we both be right. It's so subjective. The feel is so subjective. You have to understand, when you play the guitar, it's like feel overdose, because the sound of playing make you feel in a certain way. Physically holding the guitar makes you feel in a certain way. Your fingers on different surfaces make you feel in a certain way. So you and I could say exactly complete opposite thing and we'll be both 100% right. Yeah. Bobby says, I have a humbucker single coil guitar. Should we match the volume of the single coils and humbucker by adjusting the pickup height? Or should the humbucker be louder? It entirely depends on your playing, dude. Bobby, it entirely plays on how you play. Do you like it louder? Bring it up. You don't like it? Bring it down. With middle pickup, obviously you don't want to bring it too high that your pick hits it. But it entirely is your preference, man. Can I tell you guys a little secret? It's not a secret. Can I tell you something? Never in my life, personally, I liked a middle pickup. And that's just me. Right? It entirely depends on your playing. Klaus says, it's my understanding that stainless steel frets last forever with normal use. Yeah, they last a lot longer. Again, depends, man. They last longer, not a lot. They last longer than other frets. They're just harder. You know, and from a standpoint of refretting the guitar, by the way, they're a lot harder to work with because they're harder. Right? So you gotta pay some special attentions when you're working with stainless steel frets as you're working on the guitar. Glenn Fricker has entered the chat. If you love a guitar, whatever upgrades you want, worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, man. Look, man, here's the thing, right? You guys remember, guitar, like our instrument, is from the streets. In the streets, people just played it, had a good time, had fun. Like, if you don't want to have fun with your guitar, with what else are you going to have fun? Just do what you want. Do what you want, selfishly. We're not getting any younger. As a man, I'll say it as a man, because that's the only perspective I can speak of, right? I look after my family. Mrs. Peaches. The 2 fur babies. Responsibilities out of the way. Athletic. Done. In the best way possible. Spend some time with Mrs. Peaches. The rest is mine. want to, a few hours a day, pick up the guitar, refret, play a little, go live, chat with other athletic guitar players, that's the way to go. So if you like playing the guitar, man, do it. An hour a day at least. Pick it up. Do it. Do it. We're not getting younger. Swear to God, we're not getting any younger, man. Like, just imagine. Don't make it a situation when it's like the curtain is about to close and you're like, oh God, I wish I did a little bit more guitar. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's not good. Bobby says, for me, tone chasing, no. Making good music with what you have, yes. Love it. Klaus says, I pay $250 to have a 350 guitar run through a pleck. You plecked it. How was the outcome? How was the outcome of the plecking of that guitar? You noticed usually nicer wear on the B and G strings down low? Yeah, fair enough. Bobby says, some people buy new pickups without even trying to adjust the pickup angle and pull pieces to shape their tone. Modern picks that come with the guitar is good enough. Yeah, look, there's so many things you can do. You can do the height. You can do what you just said. You can change the pots. You guys, like, potentiometers you've got in your guitar. The potentiometers have a massive impact on the tone. Like crazy massive, not like extraordinary, but they have an impact. I know a lot of tone chasers go through different pots to find the right one. Like, there are some people who actually do that. Yo, Killa says, that makes sense. I'm hesitant on refretting too, to stainless steel, as I was used to nickel. Yeah, man. Look, honestly, like, just try new things, and you don't have to refret your whole guitar to taste the taste of stainless steel, right? To feel how stainless steel feels and sounds. Just go to a store and try a guitar that has a stainless steel on it. You don't have to buy it. And if the business is run properly, if the store that you're going to is a reputable store, they're not going to have issues with you trying things out. Like, that's their opportunity to sell you something, you going into the store. So they're not going to say, oh, like, why aren't you here, like, wasting? No, just go there, play. All right. By the way, I'm going to have to reinsert this high E string. So I'm just going to get a... what number is that Allen key? Hold on. Does this one have the Allen keys? It does. Yeah, okay, cool. So yeah, man, just go try that stainless steel out and see if it works. And if you don't like it, like, who cares what everybody says? It's your guitar, it's your time. People say, oh, stainless steel, great. Do your thing. It's your money, it's your time, it's your thing. You know what I mean? Just do it. Glenn says, Klaus says, Glenn Ficker is a YouTuber that focuses on metal guitar production, and he's always says the only thing significantly affects your tone is your speaker. I don't know him. Okay. Look, the thing that impacts your tone a lot that is never spoken of is your fingers, God forbid. It's your fingers, God forbid. God forbid. Do you know what I mean? But I think, personally, that... Hold on. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. There we go. I just needed to tune the music a little. The thing that impacts your tone, in my opinion, more than anything, your fingers, your pickups, your amp. And the effects, if you got like a multi-effect thing going on there, maybe that too. Those are the biggest things. So yeah. Dorothy asks, ¿Quién es Mrs. Peachy? Mrs. Peachy is my Mrs. Peachy. Mr. Sorenzo and Mrs. Peachy. Right? You all know Mrs. Peachy. Class says, I got a jet, bro. Thanks for the hangout. Thanks for the hangout, man. Good to see you. We'll be live around this time tomorrow. Started a little earlier, but we'll be live around this time tomorrow. So if you want to hang out there, I'll see you then. Otherwise, so good to see you, brother. Take care of yourself. Enjoy that LTD. Can I tell you something? Enjoy that EC1000, baby. Have fun with it. Amazing. Amazing. Yo, Kitla says, what do you think of the old Fender Tele 75 anniversaries? Yeah, I saw them. Did you guys see that melted gold color? Yeah, I mean, they look like they were really good guitars. I haven't played with them yet. We will be reviewing that guitar, by the way. So for those who don't know, Friday nights US time, or if you're in Japan, that'll be Saturday morning. Japan and Australia will be Saturday morning, right? We do tech work, stuff like that. And then on Sundays, Sunday mornings for Japan, Australia, Saturday evening for America, we do guitar reviews, and we talk about guitar playing. So whether that's going to be music theory, playing, review of the guitar chat. This 75th anniversary is what we're going to be talking about literally tomorrow around the same time. So that's one of them. There's a new Ibanez I want to show you guys too. My lord, it's so good. I think it's Japan exclusive, but I got to show it to you guys. You're going to love it. Yeah, tomorrow we got like three guitars that are, I'm not going to tell you what the third one is. Tomorrow's stream is going to have really athletic guitars in it. Klaus says, plucking a guitar makes any guitar play like butter. Yeah, you guys know something about the plucking though? So one thing you guys you have to understand about plucking is that plucking works on the fret, right? Plucking does the fret work for you. What it doesn't do is the fretwork work. Okay? It does, because it doesn't do the fretboard, right? It just does the frets themselves. If you have an uneven fretboard or there's an issue with your fretboard, plucking is not going to be an end-all be-all problem solver. Just keep that in mind. So it's very important. So you can't just like buy a pluck machine and be like, all right, done. We don't need anything else. You still either yourself or somebody that knows what, how to properly level and sand the guitar neck to do that fretboard for you before you put your guitar in a pluck machine. Also, and it's not just that, by the way. It's not just the fretwork. The fretboard. It's not just the fretboard. It's also how you insert your frets. Is your fret sitting well in the fretboard? Is it glued properly? Or are the frets a little too big? They're popping out? Like, all of those things you have to get right before you put the guitar into a pluck machine. So it's not like an answer to everything, by the way, because it's marketed that way. I can see that it's marketed that way a lot. Like, we're like, oh, put it in the pluck, this smooth, the action can go so low, it's amazing. Yeah, if it's done right. But the whole process of doing it right, most of it is actually outside the pluck machine. Leveling your neck properly, radiusing your neck properly, doing your nut slots properly so they fit the I'll say it again. Doing your fret slots properly so it fits the fret tangs. Yeah, all of those steps you got to do before you even think about the pluck machine. Pluck just does one of the many things you have to do to refret a guitar. So yeah. Bobby says, thanks for answering my questions. Bye. Anytime, brother. Anytime. You're welcome to come in on any of the streams and ask any questions. Not just you, Bobby, everybody. This is for chat. Listen, if I didn't want you guys asking questions or chatting and chit-chatting and cracking jokes, I wouldn't have gone live. I would have just made a long format video, edited and posted. The purpose of me being here is you guys coming. That's you're the whole purpose of this live. Otherwise, I would just make a video. You know what I mean? Come ask questions anytime. Jump in and out of the stream if you need to, anytime. And I'll do my best to answer. We'll chat. We'll have a good time together. Have a good time, man. Just laughs, having a good time together. That's all this is. So, yeah. Yo Killa says, Philippines has the worst guitar stores. 9 out of 10 stores, and its attendants don't even know proper neck relief. Yeah, right. Look, it's a question of education. Right? It really is a question of education. Indonesia, on the other hand, has a very thriving guitar economy. The biggest guitar producer in the world, Cortec, is there. Staff are trained by American, techs and all that. So it's really a question of training. That's why these days, I'm not a fan of Indian guitars. Like, I will never buy a guitar from India for the next 15 years. Not because I have any issues with India as a country or Indian people. They're great. But the problem is that they're not trained and the guitar culture is not there. And the culture, like, India is an old country. Like, it's been around for millennia or something, right? And they had a really strong culture of their own. So introducing guitar culture to it is not always as easy because they got so much going on for themselves. And so in a world like that, you take a guitar company there, like Chapman's are doing it, right? Chapman's are producing guitars in India. BC Rich is. But they are not trained enough on it yet. It takes time to train staff. Indonesia right now is the hub of guitar production in Asia, right? After Japan. No, not even after. Like, they're the biggest in the world. But they weren't there the whole time. It took training. It took time to get good at it. And India will get good at it eventually. They get very good at it. There's a lot of smart people in India, man. Like, CEO of Microsoft, CEO of friggin' Apple. There's so many smart Indian people out there. There's a lot of smart people there. So they'll figure it out eventually. They just haven't figured it out yet. And when they do figure it out, it will be great news for all of us, because that means more guitar companies, more guitar production. That's good for the consumer. That's us. So, yeah. Doroteo says Glenn Ficker is a beast. I don't know who the guy is. I gotta look him up. Spectre Studios. Okay. Doroteo says Mrs. Peach es tu esposa, Sorenzo? Sí. Sí. Zoyer says, I'm of Indian heritage. Oh, are you? Okay. I'm Bengali, but before 1971, we were part of India. Ah. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, there we go. All right. I have a feeling this string is going to give me a rough time. Let me see if I can straighten it a little. But you get my point, Zuhair, right? Like I'm not saying anything like, oh, India is bad or anything of that nature, right? It's just that training, that culture isn't quite there as much as it is in Indonesia. And it will be there. China didn't have it either, right? China initially didn't have it either. But now they're more and more got it in terms of like training, staff training in guitar culture. And now, like, you know, I have an Epiphone at home that is made in China. It's a great guitar. My lord, Eastman guitars. Jazz players love them. And there are like a 19th century style guitar workshop in China, and they're blowing up. So India will get it too eventually. They're just not there yet. Ah, man. I gotta straighten this up a little more. Yo, Kilo says that is why most of the players had to import from Japan, Indonesia, or US just to make sure they get great guitar units. Yeah. Japanese guitars, man. Japan and culture, as a person who's born in Japan, I can tell you, because the work culture is so strict, so unforgiving, and culturally, the Japanese have a really strong attention to detail, like with their architecture, gardening, anything. Just attention to detail in Japan is insane. That's one of the things I love about Japan. Just so meticulous, so much care put into what they do, what is done. It's one of the things that makes me proud that I was born in Japan, and I was born there, right? I didn't do anything to be born there, but I get to be proud of it, so I am. One of the things that I'm so proud of is just that work culture, is the attention to detail, is the care. And that's honestly the secret sauce behind why Japanese-made guitars are so insane good. Like, they're on par with American guitars. All right, y'all, give me a second. Let me insert this darn thing. Give me 1 segundo. just so, yeah. Zohar says, yeah, I think I get what you're saying. Different countries are up there in different things, so it's something like that. No, I'm just saying it's a matter of training. That's all I'm saying. It's only a matter of training and the guitar culture. Only that. You could take your guitar production to Mars and give it to Martians to do it. Right? Initially, they're going to be like, what the hell is this thing? And why do humans like it so much? And then they'll figure it out, and then they get eventually good at it, and a couple of generations of guitar techs later, and then they become really good. I'm saying it's just a matter of training. It's just a matter of that culture of guitar being there for some time. And then once it's there, it is there. Is it there? Got it. Hell yeah. I think I got it. Yes. Done. All right. Now let's put the Allen key back in. Finally, after a decade of efforts. By the way, can I tell you guys something about screwing these headless guitars like that? If this is your string, the screw goes directly on top. So if you make the screw too hard, it's going to cut your string. So just got to make sure that you do it just hard enough for the string to be stable and doesn't pop out. But if you do it too hard, it's actually going to cut your string up to shreds. And you don't want that. So be warned. Yokilla says, Time sounds amazing. I believe that was from China. Oh, yeah, is it? Okay. I didn't know that. Zuer says, today I learned about Manson Guitars, a guitar company from England. Yeah, you know who's the owner or the co-owner? Matthew Bellamy, the lead guitarist and the singer from Muse. He's the co-owner of that guitar company. Yeah. I think we talked about a couple of their guitars at some point on the stream. Yokilla says, that is why our Facebook marketplace here suggests made in Japan almost all the time when you search for guitars. Yeah. Hell yeah. Represent. I love Japanese made guitars, dude. I was reading this article a very long time ago. There was a small guitar workshop in Japan. I think from memory they're from Nagoya. And what happened is that they started to work on guitars, like make guitars from woods that were imperfect. Because what happens in the guitar industry is that if the guitar that you got has like some, marks of weevils, like wood weevils, right? Or some imperfection, some blemish on it naturally. Oftentimes luthiers don't use it or they cover it with paint. That's why, for example, we had Gibson gold tops, right? Les Paul gold tops. Gibson as a company wanted to still use those timbers, those woods in their guitar, but because they weren't like perfect, they couldn't stain them. So they were like, all right, well, what can we do to paint that guitar, but make it still like really luxurious? That's why Gibson Les Paul gold tops came to be. That's the story behind it, literally, right? So I was reading this article about this small workshop in Japan that they were like, you know what? We don't want to hide the imperfection of the wood. Every wood is unique. We believe that using it like that without any paint is going to impact the tone for better. And they had some really good looking guitars. And again, Mother Nature wins all the time. So there are like things like that are popping up. Zuhair says, Sorenzo, too hard screw on string, cut string, same for when you put string into floaters. I gotta read that again. Sorenzo, too hard screw on string, cut string. Same for when you put in string in a Floyd Rose bridge saddle? No, I don't think so. You still don't want to do it too hard on a Floyd Rose locking nut or the bridge saddle. And the reason for that is that the thing that holds the string together is not a pointy thing. It's a flat thing, right? So these I'll show you the shape. I'll draw the shape of these. Hopefully that makes sense. Give me a second. Where's my whiteboard? Whiteboard is glitching. Come on, whiteboard, don't do it to me. All right, I'll go with paint. Screw it. Whiteboard is not opening up. I'll go with paint. Good old paint. Okay, so let me share my screen. Can you guys see it? I think you do. Okay, so check this out. This, I'm gonna go with this and then make it thicker like that. Okay, so this is the shape of the screw that is holding my current guitar strings together. It's like this. Right? And as you can see, this is pointy. Like, I'll make it a little pointier, right? It's like that. So if you put it too hard, it's going to cut the strings. But if you look inside your Floyd Rose saddles, the bridge, right? It has these little tiny little black metal blocks, right? That are there. Where's that fill functionality? There we go. Fill it. Like that. Right? And then your screw comes from this side. And then if that's the thing and this is your string, it holds it together like that. Because it's a flat surface and it's wider, the force per square is a lot less. Doesn't mean that you still have to wrestle with it and do it too hard. There is a point of too hard, so you don't want to do that. Because what happens is now it's going to pull your strings away at the saddle level. When you want to tune your guitar, you're going to have problems. So there's other problems that comes with it. But it's not going to cut it like the way these ones do. But still, you don't want to wrestle because it causes problems. That's the idea. Yeah. Zohar says, oh, Mr. Sorenzo, yeah. The lower end Ibanez guitars, even the Geo, are superb. Yeah, you can get really good lower end like guitars that you can grow old with, man. Just thank God CMC machines and thank God AI. Like, yeah. Yo, Killa says, now makers hide that through Relic, right? Yeah. When there's a little scratch on the guitar that happened at the store, it's like, oh, it's a Relic guitar. You guys, like, here's the thing, right? When it comes to Relicing guitars and Relic guitars, the thing that people forget all the time is that, yeah, I get it that some people might like the look of Relic, but the thing that is attractive about Relic is not the scratches and the dents themselves, is the story behind them. The thing that makes a guitar valuable is the story behind it. Like, so like, I never understood, I get it. The look might look interesting, like you get like a, sort of like a, what do you call it? Not a treated, guys, what's the word that I'm looking for? Help me out. Relic guitar. I was looking for the word relic. So I get it why people like Relic guitars, but the thing that is even more interesting than a Relic guitar, the look of the Relic, is the story behind those marks, right? I can grab a guitar right now, my main guitar, and I'll tell you why these areas are all like this color or what happened to that, and I can tell you with a lot of fun and passion about it because I've done it. There's a story behind it. That's what's attractive, you know. Zohar says, glad you got my question, and oh, makes sense now. Well, that's good. We like that. Yo, Killa says, wow, it makes sense. How are you so good with guitars? The drawing you just made is something, sir. I love paint and drawing like that. It's like, here's the thing. Have you ever had this like thing in your brain, in your mind, like that image that you're trying to communicate, and you're like, man, I wish you could just see it. I wish I could just print it out and I show it to you so you know exactly how I'm imagining it. Like, for some reason, paint and whiteboard apps, you just grab a mouse and draw, does wonders. Lemon, how are you, man? Lemon's here, ladies and gents. Lemon says, do you need to wait for the neck to settle after installing frets before doing a level? No. Level it right away. Listen, this is, okay, I'll be honest with you guys. This is something that I've heard and learned This is not something that I've experienced personally. So far, all the answers I gave you guys, there were things that I've experienced myself. Like I've done it, I knew it, I'll tell you it is. This one, for the sake of clarity, I haven't personally experienced it, but I learned it. Okay? From what I know, so I'll add that caveat, from what I know, when you take the frets out and you sand and everything else and your neck is ready, immediately put your frets on, right? And immediately do your level. From what I've heard, that's the way to go about it. Now, the thing is, I understand where you're coming from, because you're like, okay, well, if your frets and neck adjust themselves a little, if you level at the end, like it's a better level, I guess, right? I get where you're coming from on that. From what I've heard, you want to do it right away. I don't remember the reason why. So that's why I'm adding all these caveats at the beginning. The reality is, though, if you take your fret to somebody to do it and they've got like multiple guitars to work on, they will do that in batches. So say, for example, you take your guitar neck to a tech to do a refret on, and they have 3 other guitars that they need to do the same to. What they do is that they line your guitars up in a rack next to themselves, pick the first one, soldering iron is ready, solder, remove the frets, put this away, get the other one, remove the frets, put this away. Do you know what I mean? They will do the same work in batches. That streamlines the process. But what you're saying, Lemon, in a lot of ways makes sense. I don't have the 100% of the answer. I'll love to. Let me write it down. I'll research this and I'll talk about it on tomorrow's stream. Let me write it down. That is, wait for the neck to settle after installing frets. After installing frets before leveling. Yeah, that's a great question. I don't think so, but let me research that and get back to you. I'll see if I can reach out to my friend who's a tech and see what he says about it. Yeah. All right. What was I saying? Yeah, so those luthiers do everything in batches, essentially. So they just like do the next, do the next, do the next, do the next. And that's just streamlines the process. All right. I think we're good, man. I think we installed everything. This baby is in place. Let's have a look. This is the moment of truth. I'm going to tune this guitar, and I'm going to play all frets. And this is the moment of truth. Let's see if there's any buzz or not. Because if there's a buzz sound, and it's not from the string, it's from the fret, then I could have done a better job there. Yeah. Lemon says, oh no, Lemon already said it. Zuhair says, your finished work looks excellent. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Let's see how good it actually is. If it looks good, is it actually any good? Let's see. So I'm going to put the cradle away. You guys enjoy this lovely music while I turn on the Line 6 Helix. And I go about tuning this guitar. And then we'll see how it sounds like. We're gonna have to play all the frets and then see how good it actually is. And then if it's not, we're gonna have to then figure out what is wrong with which part. And then write all of it down again, and then hopefully we get our answer. Alright. By the way, quick heads up, the pickup on this guitar are so garbage. So bad. Lemon asks, do you like the Line 6 Helix over the Quad Cortex? Look, when I wanted to make the decision to buy one or the other, people were saying Quad Cortex is better. It's more, just slightly more realistic. I don't think that Line 6 is not realistic. It honestly, to my ears, it sounds indistinguishable from the real thing. Like, I don't notice any differences. There is no latency. So, do I like the Line 6 over the Cortex? I like the surface of it, the buttons on it, right? Because, there's like a lot more buttons on it that I can play around with. I like that, the size of it better a little too. I just like that space. I haven't owned a Quad Cortex. I played with it in a store. But I've when I played, I was like, I didn't fall in love with it. it sounded amazing. I know it's industry standard, but I've never owned it for like to play it a long time to give you a better answer. I love Line 6 Helix. So if you guys want to go with Line 6 Helix Stadium, LT, or the Floor, one of the three models, I wholeheartedly recommend it. They're amazing. And the new Stadium model, by the way, has an AI realistic sound engine. Like you can't, I don't think like a lot of machines can even now differentiate between the real thing and that, let alone humans. All right, let me tune this thing. All right, what do we have here? And I'll be keen to see, like, in all likelihood, I'm going to have to do another session and just bring this bridge lower because the bridge is already too high and the saddles are as low as they are. So I'm going to have to reduce the size of this plate under it. But that's for another day. So yeah, once we're done, we'll figure out what's wrong and what's missing. I have a feeling, just from doing this, like tuning this right now, that I'm gonna have to make some adjustments to the zero fret. It's not a normal nut, so yeah, I'm trying. I'm just trying to tune the thing first and see where we are with it. Gonna tune the thing and then play the thing. But you guys don't want to hear me tuning something, right? Hearing somebody else tune something is an annoying thing. If you guys ever been in a band and you're trying to tune your guitar and somebody else just like talks or plays the drums or the other way around, it's not the most fun thing. So that's why I don't get you guys to hear the tuning thing. Almost there. Give me a second, guys. Too much. All right. Moment of truth. Let me pause the music. And let's see. That was my first ever zero fret guitar refret. So I'm keen to see how the fret zero is going to be like right now. Yokila says, is this a commissioned work? How do you not run out of guitars? Oh, okay. No, this is not a commissioned work. This is a very El Cheapo guitar that I bought secondhand from a guy who was trying to get rid of it. And I bought it for $100 US. And so I do the work on it and then I sell it for $150. And then I break even. And then I use that money to buy another El Cheapo guitar. And then I work on that guitar and then I sell it. That's how you don't run out of money. And guitars. All right, let's see. All right, clean tones first. Yeah. And I genuinely dislike the pickups on this guitar. Like if I wanted to keep it, I would probably change the pickups. Not probably, definitely change the pickups. Yeah. Yokila says, amazing. Dude, you should do it. Honestly. Go and get like really El Cheapo guitars. And El Cheapo guitars, starting to work on it is great because you can make all the mistakes in the world on it. I made a lot of mistakes on this. And I fixed it as I went. Like, for example, you know, the nut wall, the back wall of the nut cradle was broken, right? You make a lot of mistakes on it and you learn so much and you get better and better. And you can just sell it. Or if you completely burned a thing and it's unbuyable, at least you just lost $100, you know? All right. Can you guys hear it? I hate the pickup. Guys, give me a second. Something just happened. Guys, my apologies. I'll be right back. Just give me a second. Something just fell. Something really heavy fell in our house. Bear with me. Sorry about that, guys. Something weird just happened and I had to check it. I got the assurance that everything is okay and we're not being attacked. All right, let's go. This is where it says, yikes, hope he's safe. That's not a home invasion. He's back. Yeah. Yokila says, still better sound than my Samick Interceptor swap. Honestly, I think it's the Line 6 Helix preset. This is the Meyer-ish preset, so they're trying to mimic the sound of John Mayer's, and it sounds really good. And these pickups are horror show, man. If I go direct to amp, this probably sounds a lot worse. So we're asking any buzzing? Not yet. This is like when you know something terrible may happen, and as you go further, it's like the chances of it becomes worse. Zuhair says buzzing can be of two types. I think I found. Yokila says, please try without Helix so I can justify picking up my guitar later. Surely the sound is not that bad, man. Oh, it's just the sound of the pickup. See how bad it sounds? This is good. And then as soon as I pluck it just a little harder, like, what is that? That's not a buzz. That's the pickup. See, the pickup is a horror show, man. Seriously. Zuhair says the unusual type is a type of ringing, whiny noise that can be on different frets, high action on lower neck bow. Right, okay. No fret buzz. Out of tune a little. Oh, wow. Open string E buzzes. Okay. Open E string. Everything is good. It's just that the open string E buzzes a little. Hear that? Why? Okay. And then. Okay, so the side of the first fret is a little high. The first fret. Okay, so here's the issue. Give me a second. Where's my cradle? Okay, so the frets are all good. Everything is great except from one thing. And that one thing is that the side of the first fret, that's the 0 fret, that's the first fret. The side is a little high. Or it could be the 0. No, it's not the 0 fret. It's the side of the first fret being a little high. See, just a tiny little bit of buzz. Yeah. So, and the fix is, the reason being why is that either it wasn't leveled and crowned properly, or the side of that fret came off the fretboard. Now I can see that the fret is not off the fretboard, like the fret is actually sitting there on the fretboard really well. So it could be the case that when I was leveling and crowning the thing, I didn't do that amazing of a job. We can fix it. There's a really easy fix for it, so let's do it. Let me play the background music and take the guitar off the thing. There we go. We can actually fix that. So we're just gonna I'm just gonna use the crowning tool and just crown that little side. That's all. Like a couple of things, and then I'll use the fret rocker to fix it. All right, bring the music back on. We know what to do. All right. Yo Killa says, newly set up and restored by a local tech and still had to intonate. Amazing work. They didn't intonate it for you. That sucks. Yo Killa says, oh my god, mine has the same issue. No buzz on all frets open E-bass has. Okay, check, do this. This is how you check it. What I just did. Play the open string. It buzzes, right? Then play the first fret. If the string doesn't buzz anymore, that means the first fret is where the problems usually sits. It is. And then you have to check and see, all right, if the fret is fully in, has the fret been popping out a little? And if the answer is no, it's just a matter of just reducing the height of it just a tiny little bit. All right, so let's do it. And I'm going to do a really quick, dirty way of doing it. I'm not going to remove all the strings and everything else. And then we can check our fix together. How does that sound? And then we'll see how good that fix actually is. Just going to remove the string. Very politely put it there. There we go. I'm going to tape the area of the fretboard that I want to use the crowning tool. Just like that. Yeah. Sorenzo sounds like a different instrument. Sitar? Yeah. So now I just have to make sure that I don't cut the first fret, like reduce the height of the first fret too much, because if I do that, the second one now is going to buzz, and then I'm screwed. So we don't want that. We're just really extremely conservative with this one, and I'm just going to do it and try and see how it goes. All right, I'm going to have to rotate this guitar. Give me a second, guys. All right, let's see. What is the problem here? It's crowned properly. I think it's just a little high, that's all. Because the crowning looks okay. There's no issue with the shape of the fret. All right. Interesting. All right, give me my fret rocker. And it's like fully in, so if I hammer it, it's not going to put it more in. There's no point in hammering that. All right, I'm just going to get my fret rocker and a couple of things. Give me a second, guys. Can't find anything. I wanted the fret rocker and I wanted the I wanted the file. So that's my crowning tool. I'll show it to you guys in a second. Rocker, where are you? There we go. All right. Let's see. So this is a fret rocker for those who don't know. And the purpose of it is to say which fret is higher than the other. Essentially, you put it on 3 frets at a time. And if it rocks, it means that the middle one is taller than the other. So there's no rocking. That makes perfect sense. So if this one is probably higher. All right. Let's see where we go. Yokila says, I might be able to fix it. I'll watch this carefully. Yeah, it might not be the fix for your issue, though. So just mind you, this is not a... Yokila says, picking up a good old Samick now, you might have saved me purchase that liquid gold telly. Honestly, if you like it, get it, dude. Zuera says, night, Sorenzo, speak tomorrow. Hope you figured this buzz out. Thanks, man. Have a good sleep. Get some real, well-earned shut-eye, is what I say. Sleep well. I'll talk to you. All right. Let's crown a little bit more. And I'll polish the frets a little later. All right, let's see where we are. How much did we actually get? How much did we actually get? Okay, a little more. All right, I think we're gonna try and see how this works out. So the middle line is still there. Let's try. Let's try and see if it still buzzes or not, and then that'll give us our answer. If we need to do more of it, I wouldn't even need to remove the tape though. I will need to actually. So let's do this. Done. Ouch. All right. Yokilla says anything alternative from fret rocker? Anything straight would do, I guess. A fret rocker is a really good tool because it really allows you to, if you know how to use it, it's a helpful tool. All right, now I'm gonna stop the music and I'll see if the guitar, the string buzzes on any of the strings acoustically. And then if it doesn't, we'll then connect it to the thing. All right, I'm just pause the music. Let's see. I'm just gonna hear it. It doesn't buzz anymore. Done. No buzzing. Can you guys hear? No buzzing. No buzzing acoustically. All right, let's see electrically. Let's see if this worked electrically. The action is super high on this thing, so. Open and the 12 and the last? Oh, well, all frets, right? Because if I, for example, if I did cut this one too short, the second one would have buzzed. So that's why when you want to check fret buzz, go for every single fret, right? Fuck yeah. Hell yes. Ah. 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 Yes. Fixed. Fixed the problem. Like in front of your eyes, ladies and gents, you all noticed, you just saw what happened. The magic of fixing this. And I never get any credit for it too. I'm kidding. Yo, Killis is amazing work, Mr. Quickly. Thank you, sir. I'm kidding. All right, let's tune this again. Oh shit. Give me a second. Be patient with me, ladies and gents, for a second. I'll be right there with you. I'll play some nice music for you, so you enjoy your senses, and then I'll be with you in a second. Unfortunately, with the thing with El Cheapo guitars is that dealing with their tuners is a little bit of a difficult task. All right. There we go. And Yokilla says, never seen your workstation messy at all. Oh. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the thing is, like, it's a good habit to have, you know? Like, if you clean as you go, especially if you do these kind of things at home, like, you can't believe how the benefits of it. It's apart from the fact that mentally, it's a nice thing to have it, like, right, nice and, like, clear, right? Aside from that, like, if, for example, you got screws or screwdrivers lying around, and then you move your guitar, and then your guitar falls on top of it, it's gonna ding the guitar. You know what I mean? Like, in taking those away, you're just removing the risk of anything bad happening. You know? And it's just peace of mind. Yeah. All right, let's see. Let's hear it. Stop the music and see where we are. The action is above 2 mils, by the way. And this is where the saddles are at max low. And what's my relief? Yeah, the relief is good. Yeah, but the action is too high. So I'm going to have to... So what I'm going to do after, so not this one, I'm going to have to take this bridge out, file the bottom of the bridge, file it a little bit, or sand it if it's directly on wood, and then put it back on, and then that'll bring the thing down a little. Because we shimmed the neck, it didn't fix it. We brought the saddles to their max low, it didn't fix it. So, yeah. And can I tell you guys something? The 0 fret is actually not too high. It's a little lower than it should be, despite the fact that I tried not to touch it at all. So it's going to be us having to work on the saddle, I think. Yeah. Yokilla says, I'm saying it as genuine as I can. I feel like I'm watching a friend. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. That's the nicest thing I heard today. Thank you. Just that's the whole point, man. The whole point of this is for you guys to come in and we hang out together. Just have a good time. So yeah, appreciate you. All right, let's see. All right, the fret is abnormally high, so I'm hesitant to play something fast because I'm gonna embarrass myself. It's so high. All right, I'm gonna play something, but genuinely, the action on the low E is above 2 mils, so it's extremely difficult to play. It won't happen, like it won't go down until I fix the bridge and lower the bridge by filing it later. I can't do it right now, right? So, but just so you guys can hear something from this guitar, I'm gonna play a solo. But you guys are gonna be nice about it if I make mistakes, okay? Because I'm gonna be playing wrong notes on this because I have to like it feels like a journey to just get to the fretboard when I'm pressing each of these strings. The action is too high and the saddles are at the max low. All right, so it might go wrong. You guys need to be a little forgiving about it, okay? Be nice about it. So let me do it, and then we'll see where we go. It all very well may not work, so we'll see. And then, because if I have my own guitar, I can play this solo just fine. But if I don't have it, then I'm screwed. Let's see where we go. All right, I'm going to play something with distortion. Give me that. All right, let's see where we go. I'm going to reduce the volume here a little. All right, is this any good? And I'm going to play something in the background. And you might know this song. You might know this song a lot. So you might know this song very well. And then we'll see. All right, cool. Ready to go? Who's ready? Let's do this. And here we go. Hold on. It's a little low in the volume. Increase the volume a bit more. Increase the volume a bit more. Get the sound right. All right, let's see how this goes. Pray for me. I really tried. Sorry, guys, the strings are too freaking high. But something happened. I was bending. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to have to... There's a couple of frets that got a ding on them. Yeah, and I'm going to have to fix them. I'm going to have to polish it. Fine. I'll polish it and that'll fix the issue. But there we go. So I think in terms of like our fret work, I'm going to have to polish these frets and clean them up a little more. Because we didn't polish the frets after that work to take all these little dings and issues away. But no, I think overall our fret work is done. I think what is left on this guitar to really finish the project, and we can do it live on another stream, is to take the saddle out, file the bottom of it, and then put the saddle back on to reduce the height. And because we got individual saddles that can change height, we can fix, if it's too low, we can bring those higher. We got room to play around. Do that, and then polish all the frets, and maybe, yeah, put some conditioner on the neck, and that's it. That's good. This guitar is good to go after these. So just a little left to work on this, and then it will be perfect. I think the project worked just fine. So yeah, apologies for all the mistakes when I played. Again, the genuinely, I think it's not a lie to say that the action on this guitar is like I don't know. Yeah, easily 2.2 mils, 2.4 mils. This is too high. Yeah. So there you have it, ladies and gents. Fret work is done. I think we can pat ourselves on the back, or if you're really about it, on your buttocks, but don't be that about it publicly. Yokila says, hell yeah. Hell yeah. So there you have it, folks. There you have it. I think we're one step closer to full success on this guitar. How are we feeling, ladies and gents? I think we've achieved a lot today. So, yeah, what I'm going to do now, I'll probably take the strings out again later off camera, assess the condition of the bridge, because cleaning the neck and polishing the frets and all that, it's so easy. You guys won't learn much about it. You just get something and rub on the fret and then clean it, right? So there's nothing interesting about that. But let me assess the bridge a little later, and then I'll figure out our strategy. And then once we figure it out, we can even do it live. That's not a problem. So yeah, man, I'm gonna leave it here. I think we got what we wanted. Man, can I tell you guys something? I gotta tell you guys something. The whole point of doing this is you guys. I swear to God, not the guitar. The guitar is an excuse. The music and the guitar is an excuse for us to hang out together. The hangout is the key, not this. Just keep that in mind. That's why I love it when people come in. I said it earlier on the stream. You guys come in, ask question and chat. Like, that's the purpose of it. If you don't ask questions, if you don't chat, I might as well just put a video out, like a short or a long format, and you guys watch it. Like, like and subscribe, like, let's just put a video there, and that's it. It's you guys coming in and hanging out that makes this meaningful. So thank you so freaking much for hanging out with me today, you guys. I just can't thank you enough. Again, I am going to drink this to your health once more. Once more. In the quiet of the night, thank you for hanging out with me. Yo Killa, Zuhair, Lemon, Dorotio, Bobby, Klaus, everybody else. Did I miss out anybody? I think I mentioned everybody. Guys, thank you so freaking much for hanging out with me today. Have a great rest of the weekend. Be athletic. Be athletic. Pick up the guitar, play. I'm drinking this to your health, guys. Cheers to you. Ladies and gents, Yokila says, thank you, brother. See you soon. I'll see you tomorrow. Take a good care of yourselves, everybody. And tomorrow, same time, we'll be live. Tomorrow won't be Guitar Tech. So tomorrow won't be Guitar Tech. Tomorrow will be guitar reviews, guitar market, guitar playing. If you got questions, discussions there, bring it on. Otherwise, take a good care of yourself. I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah. But I'm sinking in the echoes of Sorenzo. I had to do it. My friends, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Mwah. Take a good